Got a nice little packed house in here. We are live from True Texas Barbecue. I'm Rob Hipp. Thanks for joining us. Brian Adams joining me, as always, here. Appreciate you being here tonight, Brian.
Glad to be here.
And we got a fun show lined up today as we are celebrating Huntsville and their most recent victory, defeating the third straight 6A school, CE King, 17-12. Get them out of here. We got them. So congratulations on that one. And real briefly, guys, I got a little crazy on that call, but let's go back and relive that defensive stand. Here it is. It's 4th down and goal from, well, 4th and about half a yard, really, from away from that goal line. Here it is.
Cheering on their team. All the players standing up. They're clapping, getting into it. On the CE King side, they're fired up. They're jumping.
Well,
it comes down to this, Brian.
This is it right here.
4th down and goal for the Panthers of CE King, trailing 17-12, 13 seconds to go here in the Abbey Realty Daiquiri BB fourth quarter. Under center, again, the Storm trying to push them, and I think the Hornets stopped them, baby. The Hornets stopped them. The Hornets stopped them. They got them, baby. They didn't get in. This Swarm defense making a big play. Oh, mama, here we go.
My goodness, what a play. What a play.
Well, that's it. Let's give it up, man. What a great defensive stand. Man, you talk about a defense, Brian, that had to just throughout the entire game. You know, it was one of these games again, and the defense came through, Brian. Just a fun one to call and a fun one. I got a little bit too excited, but we had a lot of fun, Brian.
Oh, just an unbelievable chain of events that took place. You know, that was I said during the broadcast Friday night that was probably one of the most exciting final drives that you're going to see at any high school level. And then to have it, CE King try to do 3 quarterback sneaks up the middle and get stuffed and blown back every time. It was so much fun to watch, and just to see the enthusiasm, the excitement, the crowd, the players. What a great victory, and what a morale booster for an already fantastic defense.
Well, Huntsville, of course, always has something to be proud of. These kids doing a great job. In fact, all the teams 10-0 right now. If you look at the sub-varsity teams, that's something to be proud about too. This is a winning program. Coach Southern, his leadership, and his assistant coaches taking care of business, defeating all those 3 6A teams that we talked about, Willis, Kingwood, and then, of course, CE King. Hornets never trailed in the game, took the defense to secure the victory there in the final moments. Jordan Woodbury had 7 catches, 90 yards in that one. We're going to step aside. We're going to take a break. When we come back for our first break, we're going to talk to head coach Rodney Southern. This is the Hornet Nation Coaches Show. We'll be right back here in just a few moments. Stay with us, friends.
True Texas Barbecue, smoked with Texas oak wood for up to 14 hours. Barbecue by the plate or pound, plus delicious sides like brisket, beans, creamed corn, potato salad, and coleslaw. Hungry? Stop by True Texas Barbecue inside HEB. Voted best barbecue chain in Texas the past 2 years by Texas Monthly. True Texas Barbecue presents the Hornet Nation Coaches Show with Rob Hipp and head coach Rodney Southern live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Come early as seating will be limited. Sting 'em Hornets.
Hi, it's the Markham Realty kids.
At Markham Realty, we know that it's the family in a house that makes it a home.
Yes, and we know that if someone is buying or selling their home, ranch, or commercial property, we have to do our best to help them.
The Markham Realty family has been in Walker County for almost 40 years.
This is Corey Markham and my sister Bailey, and we know that everyone in our office wants to help you make your real estate dreams come true.
So check us out at markhamrealty.com or stop by our office on 11th Street. We're excited and ready to go to work for you.
All right, friends, we're back live from True Texas Barbecue. How's everybody doing tonight? Good food tonight? Everybody doing good? All right, well, we're here now joined by Coach Rodney Southern. Coach, as always, appreciate your time and accessibility, all that you do for these kids here in our community. We're talking about a third straight win against a 6A opponent to close out non-district play. Defense continues to make an impact. Coach, 2 quarterback sacks, 3 total stops at the goal line there at the end. You stated in an interview that you'd never really had an end to a game like this, Coach, one that you've never experienced. Ones like this, of course, rare to win. Your thoughts on that last moment defensive stand, really last moments over 3 or 4 plays, Coach?
Well, anytime you get a situation like that where you end a game on a positive note, normally you get in the red zone nowadays, people aren't going to get foot to foot like that and try to sneak the ball. They're going to spread you out and do some kind of RPO or some kind of run pass option for either a quarterback or a running back. And I thought that's probably what they would do on fourth down, especially after the timeout, because they had not moved us inside all night long. For a team that averaged 300 yards rushing, I think we held them to less than 180 total. But that last drive, honestly, as a head coach, you always look back and go, we shouldn't have been in that situation. But the good thing is, our kids responded. Our down guys obviously were big, but playing the way we played, and then the decision after that was probably one of the bigger decisions that people don't talk about. Do you take a safety? With time left, our coaching staff, we discussed that on Sunday, and a couple of them didn't agree with what I did. And, and I told them, I said, that's why we're a good staff, because it's okay to disagree with me. Now, let me tell you why. There's 5 seconds left, and I'm going to have to ask a quarterback to take a snap in the end zone and run around for 5 seconds. I'd rather risk, even if we didn't get the ball out, you still got a safety, you still get to kick off. So, but obviously the last 5 minutes of that football game went from some ultimate lows to some ultimate highs, and that's why you prepare.
Well, Coach, I had the opportunity to chat with you on Monday, and, there was that stretch of time to where there was still quite a bit of time on the clock. Hornets only ran off about 45, 46 seconds, accidentally going out of bounds. But a teaching moment, though, Coach, in that opportunity. And luckily the defense able to come back and save it. But a teaching moment there for sure. Yeah,
you got, I think it was 5:24 when they got the ball, or when we got the ball back from them. And, they've got 3 timeouts at that point. We've got to force them to burn at least 1 timeout. And you're really not in what a lot of coaches call a 4-minute where you're trying to slow down, but we've got to get a first down. And don't go out of bounds. Don't put our team in a situation, even if we do have to punt. But we only burned 49 seconds, and that could have been the difference in the ball game. But at the same time, it is a teaching moment offensively for us to learn from, and at the same time, it's something defensively that we expect those guys when they go out on the field to stop people.
I know Brian's got a question. I had one more that I wanted to ask you. We didn't even mention this on the broadcast, and I failed to mention this, but C.E. King, they just had players that kept coming out. I didn't think they were going to stop for a while, Coach, and so that's something commendable too, because you're going up against not only a 6A team, but a very big 6A team. They've got a lot of choices. They kept coming out of the gates. Kind of tell us a little bit about that, Coach.
Well, they came out before the game, and a lot of guys do a lot of different things when you come out pregame, and sometimes the focus goes from football to other things. And I've never been one of those guys. I don't believe in that. When you get to the game, you better be ready to play, because I tell our kids all the time, it's and I hate to use the fist fight as an analogy, but sometimes the guy running his mouth a lot gets punched in the mouth, and now how's he going to respond? I would much rather us focus on us and then be ready to play. But, I've known Coach Fitz a long time, and I knew when they came running out that, there was going to be 80 or 90 of them dressed, and they've got 31 seniors. So, but I also thought if we played the way we were capable of playing, we could beat them.
Coach, again, that last drive there by C.E. King and then the stop there by the Hornet defense was one of the most amazing series of downs I've seen. And I've been around football a long time. You're 3-0 against 6A teams, and we're in 5A here in Huntsville. What does that do for confidence and all those things that go with that when you defeat 3 solid 6A teams? Well,
winning, confidence comes with winning, and hopefully winning breeds winning. And and I'm glad Rob mentioned it earlier. We are right now. We've played 4 JV games. We've played 3 freshman games and 3 varsity games. In our high school level, we haven't lost a game yet. And I think that's an attribute to the fact that our kids understand at every level, I'm supposed to be accountable. I'm supposed to win, And I told them 5 years ago or 6 years ago, we probably would have lost that game Friday night. Not because of the kids, but just because of understanding what the situation is, what you're in, and how you respond to that. But, and I also put 10-0 on the board Saturday morning, and then I raced it off and said nobody cares now, because now the next 6 games are the most critical, and we got to take care of our business. But you got to be proud of kids when they compete at a level like that.
Well, I see this team, and I see the confidence level. I see the camaraderie. I see the both sides of the ball picking each other up. The defense picking the offense up, offense picking the defense up. As overall team, I haven't seen this in a long time. The friendship, just the overall attitude with your team, and the winning attitude has just been amazing. Talk about that, if you could, briefly.
Well, I think one thing with that is, somebody asked me Friday night, do these guys really know what they just did? And I said, yeah, they won a football game. And sometimes you can put too much stock in winning, but at the same time, you have to put stock in winning, because that's what we're here for. I tell these kids all the time, we're here, the number one priority is to win. Now, if we have to do that playing everybody, or if we have to do that playing our top 22 guys, we're going to do that, because they work too hard Monday through Thursday, not to have an opportunity to win on a Friday night. And, and it's no different than our JV guys. We went 20 minutes against our JV today, and they've got to turn around and play a game tomorrow. But they understand, because we're going to spend extra time with them today. We're going to spend extra time with them in the morning. And I think you breed that. But you also have a group of kids. There's several snaps the other night where we got 2 seniors on the field offensively, and we had 4 15-year-olds on the field the other night offensively. So they're going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to mature, and they're also going to realize, okay, I've been in this situation before. I know how to handle it now.
Well, Coach, tonight, of course, celebrating seniors on senior night. Just a brief chat with you just about the impact that the seniors have on the team. We talk a lot about leadership and those things, but just a special night for the seniors especially.
Well, it is, and and we've had such a scheduling issue with with COVID and stuff with Sam, and then they're fixing to do some work on their field house, so we've kind of been having to bounce schedules around. So we moved senior night up to make sure we could do it at home. And that's a great opportunity for kids and parents to be recognized. And of course, we broke out our new Jordan uniforms that they've been waiting to wear, and a lot of those things. But again, I think those things fit with what we're doing, because we've got a group of seniors that have now been through, some of them 3 years. Q that was here last week is, he's a 3-year starter, so he's won a lot of football games in a Hornet uniform. So the opportunity to recognize those kids, but at the same time keep their focus on, hey, we got to win another football game.
Well, you just kind of touched on the new uniforms and everything like that. Let me back up real quick. The offensive line, which is so important in the game of football. Those guys are starting to mature, and you're starting to take on leadership roles. How do you see that kind of maturation amongst those offensive linemen?
Well, and that's, I tell people, if you don't have a good O-line coach and a good DB coach, you're going to be in trouble. I want both of those positions, those coaches, to be a whole lot smarter than me. And Coach Schroeder coaches the majority of our secondary, and we've hired Logan Brock, who played for us in Coppers Cove years ago now, but he's played in the league. And then Coach Lottinger, who was with me in Marshall and with me in Belton. So we got 2 people who understand what we're doing. But the kids, when you're young, especially an old lineman, you're going to get grinded on a lot. And sometimes kids have a hard time understanding that, because if that group doesn't play well together, and I tell them all the time, most of the time you're the least group of athletic people, but you're going to have to block potentially some of the most athletic people on the football field. And I think they get better every day. You got to love on them sometime, because they don't understand all the things that are going on. But it's that old saying too, if I was going into a battle, I'm going to take an old lineman with me because I know he's been through it before and he's not afraid to get down and get dirty. And ours are just young. The good thing right now, we're starting one senior at left tackle, and that's it. And we've got 3 or 4 of these guys potentially back for another 2 years, and one of them back for 3 years. So we're in a good position offensively for the next 2 or 3 years to come. And like always, we're going to graduate some really good linemen defensively, but we'll bring some young kids up and get them ready to go.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time in this first segment. We'll step aside just for a few moments. When we come back, we'll look ahead as we open up District 10 5A play coming up on Friday. Stay with us, friends. This is the Huntsville Hornet football show right here. Boy, Coach, I'm still excited about that win. My brain. It's the Hornet Nation broadcast show here on the Hornet Nation Coaches Show. We'll be right back in a few minutes. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
True Texas Barbecue, smoked with Texas oak wood for up to 14 hours. Barbecue by the plate or pound, plus delicious sides like brisket, beans, creamed corn, potato salad, and coleslaw. Hungry? Stop by True Texas Barbecue inside HEB. Voted best barbecue chain in Texas the past 2 years by Texas Monthly. True Texas Barbecue presents the Hornet Nation Coaches Show with Rob Hipp and head coach Rodney Southern live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Come early as seating will be limited. Sting 'em Hornets.
Are you dreaming of driving in luxury and saving money at the same time? Here at Wiesner Cadillac in Huntsville, we can make your dreams reality. Right now, you can drive a Cadillac XT4, XT5, or the XT6 and get 0% interest for 60 months. But that's not all. You also get $2,000 in purchase allowance. That's right, 0% for 60 months and $2,000 in purchase allowance on top-selling SUVs. So if you're dreaming of driving in luxury and saving money, come see us at Wiesner Cadillac in Huntsville or shop online at WiesnerCadillac.com.
This is Cicely again with Hartfield Florist. In business for over 50 years, at Hartfield's we strive to meet all your floral needs every day. From birthdays and anniversaries to weddings and other special occasions, we can bring your vision to life and customize your unique request. Give us a call at 295-5448 or visit us online at HuntsvilleHartfieldFlorist.com. The Pierce family and everyone at Hartfield's wants to say thank you for allowing us to personalize your events just like we've been doing since 1957.
All right, welcome back, friends. We are here as we're talking to head coach Rodney Southern. Let's give it up again, True Texas Barbecue. Thank you for having us. Appreciate all the fine work that goes on here in Huntsville, and also a special recognition tonight. We have one of our school board members joining us, Mr. Ken Hahn. Thanks for being here tonight, Ken. Appreciate you and what you do in the community as well. Well, we're looking ahead, Coach. Friday on the road, Merrill Green Stadium to open District 10 5A play, facing a Bryan Ranger team that's 4-0 right now. They escaped with a 47-38 victory last week at Lockhart. Rudder playing with a lot of confidence right now. We've chatted about that this week, and off to their best start really in program history. They've never made the playoffs. As district play starts this Friday, Coach, kind of the mindset heading into this matchup.
Well, it's unique because we're, even though we've had 3 non-district games, normally we have a bye week before we've gone into district the last 4 years. So kind of unique because we've got to turn right around from an emotional game the other night and then go play a team that's playing with a lot of confidence right now. Coach Izar is in his 2nd year, and you can tell they understand better, what they're being asked to do offensively and defensively. Of course, his son is the quarterback, so, you've got that dynamic, and I just went through that, with 2 years with mine, so I know what that kind of does to you as a head coach. But his son's playing really well. They've got a receiver, number 5, and everybody's heard about him, and he is probably the best football player on their team. He plays receiver. He'll be in the backfield. He's going to take the speed sweep. He's going to play some at corner. He's a kick returner. So he is a guy that we will know Friday night every time the ball snaps where he is. But they are playing with a lot of confidence, and it's a really good offense against a really good defense is going to be the talk. But, I think the key to the game is going to be how well we move the ball, because the better we are offensively, the less snaps they get offensively. So our offense is going to have to help our defense in that situation. And, in this game last year got out of hand early. We got on them early and made some big plays and sacked the quarterback, multiple times. But I think they're more confident right now because they're scoring a lot of points and putting up a lot of yards, but I don't know if they've seen a defense like they're fixing to see Friday night.
Well, Coach, that kind of leads me to my next question. It's a good segue. What's Huntsville going to have to do to establish themselves early?
Well, number one thing, the quarterback can't get in a rhythm. He's good on pace. He's good off pace. When he gets flushed out, he's not afraid to keep his eyes downfield, and he's not afraid to throw the ball in traffic. Number 5's caught 2 touchdowns in games where he's clearly double covered, and he just went up and got the ball. So we've got to take the rhythm out where the quarterback can't get any rhythm, and obviously every time the ball snapped, we've got to know where number 5 is and what he is doing from where he's aligned, because if he's in a slot, he's got certain things he does. If he's in the backfield, we obviously know, that there's a good chance he's going to have the ball in his hands. But at the same time, we've got to control the line of scrimmage like we've done the last 3 weeks, because if we do that, it makes a lot of that stuff that looks good, it's harder to compete. It's also harder to execute when we can control the line of scrimmage.
Coach, we start district play, of course, and this first victory, you're starting against a very tough Brian Rudder team, and then, of course, facing A&M coming up after that the following week. But you're focused on this game. How important is this to get out of the gates early here and to get up on this team? Because this is a team that can strike. We've seen their offensive production, but they haven't faced a defense like our defense yet.
No, and it's always good to get up early on them. That's why the last 3 weeks we've ended up with the football to start the game. If we win the toss, we're going to take the ball because I want to put our offense, the more our offense plays, the better they're going to get. And I know defensively coming out the second half, if we handle the job in the kicking game, that we can play defense regardless of what you've adjusted for the second half. So, anytime you start out 1-0, obviously the team you beat starts out 0-1. So, we don't want to be on the bottom side of that.
Coach, what's the current overall health of the team?
Pretty good. We got a couple guys got banged up the other day in the game, and, they're still being evaluated whether or not they will be available Friday or night. One of them we'll know in the morning, but overall, 4 games in, we're in really good shape.
We talked a little while ago off camera about how the practices went. So tell our audience how the practices have gone this week.
Well, it was really good Monday. We didn't have school Monday. It was a teacher work day and a parent conference day, so we got a chance to spend a little more time on film, because we normally Monday morning during athletics, we will lift and kind of preview the other team, and then we'll go practice that afternoon. We kind of put it all together, and we had about 3 hours where we had a lot of work done. We got a lot more film time, early in the week, which we needed. So overall, they've been really good. The weather's been good. That's now this late in the year, normally you're dealing with rain, dealing with other things, but our guys, I think, have figured out, Tuesday's going to be a work day. We're going out in the morning and the afternoon, and it's a full pad day, and it's a day we got to get better. And tomorrow morning will be really sharp and crisp, and then they'll be ready to go.
Well, Coach, looking forward to it. We'll be on the road at Merrill Green. It's a 7:30 kickoff, and we'll be on the air at 7 o'clock. So, Coach, appreciate your time, accessibility, excited about the upcoming game. We're still working on a few logistical things, so we'll see how that goes. But in any case, we'll definitely have the game for folks to be able to enjoy the audio. We'll see how that goes as the week goes on. But, Coach, as always, appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Let's give it up, Coach. One more time. Head coach Rodney Southern here for your Huntsville Hornets. And we'll step aside and take a break. And when we come back, we'll talk to some players. Stay with us, friends, as we continue the Hornet Nation Coaches Show right here on the all-new Hornet Nation Broadcast Network. We'll be right back in a few moments.
True Texas Barbecue, smoked with Texas oak wood for up to 14 hours. Barbecue by the plate or pound, plus delicious sides like brisket, beans, creamed corn, potato salad, and coleslaw. Hungry? Stop by True Texas Barbecue inside HEB. Voted best barbecue chain in Texas the past 2 years by Texas Monthly. True Texas Barbecue presents the Hornet Nation Coaches Show with Rob Hipp and head coach Rodney Southern live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Come early as seating will be limited. Sting 'em Hornets.
Vix is curious. Did you know you had a bath in your house? You did? Huh. Well, here's another question. Want to de-stress? Because Vicks VapoBath Crystals help you relax. With the soothing scent of Vicks Vapors, Vicks VapoBath transforms your bath time to help you unwind. And these days, we all need to unwind. So make de-stressing part of your routine and transform your bath with Vicks VapoBath crystals. Find them in a store near you.
All right, friends, here we are. We are back live from True Texas Barbecue. How's everybody doing tonight? We've got a special guest, our special teams impact player, talking to him tonight. Let's give it up for junior kicker Christian Avalor. Welcome, Christian. Good to have you, man. See, your teammates, they said, Christian's going to be here tonight. We're all going to rally behind you and support you, man. So, how you doing tonight, man?
Pretty good.
Awesome. Well, it's good to have you, man. You know, kicking, special teams, a huge part. You hear so much about offense and defense, but the special teams, another critical part to any football team. Talk a little bit about your role, man. Only a junior, but you're still working through some things and kind of growing and maturing. Talk a little bit about your role on the team, man.
My role as a kicker is to put points on the board whenever, in critical moments. You never know. And as a punter, is to put the defense in the best field position possible.
And I wanted to ask you about that because a lot of times, you know, you'll see, in some cases, you'll see a different kicker kicking field goals and then a different punter. What has that been like for you playing both of those roles?
You know, I've always been like a combo player, so it's like nothing really new. I practice both and feel confident.
When did you decide? I wanted to ask you because kicking. You know, I came from a school where our kicker actually advanced on, played at Colorado, and then played for the Packers and won a Super Bowl, which was really exciting. And he realized at a young age he wanted to become a kicker. Kind of, when was it for you that you decided, man, this is really cool, I want to do this?
Well, I mean, I come from a soccer background, so it's like always something I like to do. And I remember half the guys on the team, they asked me to come try out for the team in 7th grade. I was like, give it a shot, and I ended up really liking it.
Awesome.
Christian, there is a long list of excellent kickers to come out of the Huntsville Hornet program. David Hardy, Mark Shupak, Jimmy Shupak, long list of them. And you certainly are going to fit right in with them. Punting, changing up a little bit, punting. You had a couple of punts blocked. Tell me, kind of walk us through what happened and how are we as a team going to improve and overcome that.
I mean, I have a lot of trust in the guys on punt, but, you know, almost everybody is new on that line, a little bit of experience, but we're going to get better throughout the year, and I feel confident.
So how are you guys supporting each other? Just like you said, how do you guys support each other?
And just picking up each other, focusing on the next play, leave that one in the past, just continue to improve every day.
Well, you talk about improving a little bit, kind of going forward. Where do you feel that you guys need to improve on now entering, of course, district play? So what are some areas that you feel like maybe you personally need to improve on?
I feel like I could, on my punts, get a little bit more hang time, better directional punts, pinning them, and hopefully get them no return yards. That's a goal of mine.
Where do you think your team, Christian, needs to improve on as a team?
Overall?
Overall.
See, he's smart. You don't talk at this point. This is where you don't call out your team. No, I'm just giving you a hard time, Christian.
Man, that's the question I got to read you, man. That's his fault.
I give him the hard questions, Christian.
No, we're definitely state contenders right now, and I see us going far in the playoffs.
We're looking ahead to Friday on the road. Brian Rudder, district play opening up. What are you excited about, man? What are you looking forward to the most?
Starting off 1-0, getting a great start to the season, and continuing to do great.
1-0, that's right, yep. And you guys got it, man. This is cool because you got the whole support cast is here tonight too, which is awesome. It's good to see all these players out here. So appreciate all you guys coming out tonight.
Christian, who are some of your role models?
Definitely my parents, always someone I can talk to. My teammates, I look up to some of them with how much experience they have, and definitely my coaches, because with all the knowledge they have, passing it on.
And kind of talking about things that you look up. There's you talk about Huntsville Hornets and just the history and what this community is and this team. To you, what does it mean to be a Huntsville Hornet? It's very special. What does it mean to you?
It's just basically a lifestyle now. Once a Hornet, always a Hornet. So.
Well, that's a good answer because that's a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
That's why Brian's right here, man. He's grew up, came through the program, and still a Hornet, man, and now getting to broadcast with me on it. So it's pretty exciting.
What are some of your hobbies?
Hobbies, video games, hanging out with some friends, you know, just
studying.
A little bit of that.
Future plans, Christian. Where do you want to be, man? Where do you see yourself? If you could step back, you know, in 30 years from now, and you look back, where would you want to be? Where do you see yourself going, man?
Hopefully, continue my education and football career at a college, wherever I can showcase my talents, and you know, have hopefully a career in NFL. If not, business. Business.
Awesome, man. Camera's right here on you tonight. That's always the best part. People are watching. We got a lot of folks actually watching us tonight. Christian, who you want to send a shout out to? A little love tonight here from Huntsville, Texas, man.
Just all my family and teammates watching at home.
Awesome. Let's give it up. The special teams, they do such a good job. Christian, appreciate you being here, man. Great interview.
Good job, Christian.
Appreciate Christian. Well, we'll step aside, take a break. When we come back, we've got more interviews. Don't go anywhere, friends. This is the Hornet Nation Coaches Show here on the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network. We'll be right back.
True Texas Barbecue, smoked with Texas oak wood for up to 14 hours. Barbecue by the plate or pound, plus delicious sides like brisket, beans, creamed corn, potato salad, and coleslaw. Hungry? Stop by True Texas Barbecue inside HEB. Voted best barbecue chain in Texas the past 2 years by Texas Monthly. True Texas Barbecue presents the Hornet Nation Coaches Show with Rob Hipp and head coach Rodney Southern live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Come early as seating will be limited. Sting 'em Hornets.
The bathroom is one of the most important rooms in your house. It's where we begin and end each day. So why not make it amazing? TCS Flooring and Design is your place to transform the dull and dingy to the new and shiny. With new floors, cabinets, countertops, and of course, a new custom tile shower. Dull and dingy, you are out. So come down to TCS Flooring and Design and start the transformation today. TCS Flooring and Design, 2801 Sam Houston Avenue, or give us a call at 291-9930. TCS Flooring and Design, your place to freshen up your space.
When your tooth hurts, it's a miserable pain. But even when in pain, are you the type that would rather avoid the dentist than go through the discomfort and anxiety of treatment? Relax. Dr. Josh Heiler empathizes with dental chair anxiety and wants you as comfortable as possible and your treatment as simple as achievable. He wants you to be an informed patient for the best choice of treatment. Compassionate and efficient. Dr. Josh Heiler and the entire staff. Call before pain arrives and you might avoid it altogether. Josh Heiler, 295-5437.
All right, we're having fun tonight. Everybody having fun tonight? Thank y'all for coming out, eating some great barbecue here at True Texas. But I don't ever get to eat though until after everything's over, man. So
you're too busy working, man.
Yeah. So one of these days, it is good barbecue. I've been over here. I've got to eat afterwards. I just don't get to enjoy it during the show, Brian. It'd be kind of hard, Justin, don't you think, to talk while I'm eating, right? Yeah. So we're not going to do that. We're joined by the junior wide receiver, our offensive impact player. Let's give it up for Justin Butcher. Good to have you here tonight, man. Justin, do you have a nickname, by the way, on the team?
No.
No. Do y'all know a nickname for Justin? What is it? JB. All right, JB.
Okay.
Butch.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
Butch. All
they
right.
call me
Butch.
that. They call me
I hear you say that's Butch. All right. Hey, well, 7 carries, 48 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns last week, man, and one of those that 25-yard run. Very impressive night. But the roster officially shows wide receiver, but let's be honest, man. You can run the ball, you can catch the ball. Just kind of talk about your role on the team, Justin. What's this been like this year, and just as a junior in your role, man?
I'm the most experienced player on the offense. I can play anywhere you put me.
And a lot of the other teammates look up to you in that role.
They look
correct?
up to me, and they count on me a lot.
And if you're talking, we kind of go back to last week, and you're out there running, man, and taking care of business. Those 2 touchdowns, what's that like to get in the end zone, and especially that 25-yard run?
It was very fun. I mean, we had to get points. We needed points because they was coming back,
You got some good bodies up there on that offensive line. Talk a little bit about those guys, man, and kind of how they've helped create holes and helped you get on some opportunities this season too.
Our O-line worked very hard. They mess up sometimes. They get back on the field. They go sit. They get back on the field. They do their best. And then when they mess up, they go to the sideline and they talk about it and make up their mental mistakes.
You know what's amazing? When I was playing for the Hornets all those years ago, the team would always yell out TTO, total team offense, because that's what it is. Mm-hmm. It takes everybody, to score points and be successful. Not only are you a wide receiver, but you are also a running back. Which one of those positions do you like the most?
I really don't got a favorite. I'm just willing to go anywhere they want to put me.
On that 25-yard touchdown run, when you were running, did you hear any crowd? Did you see anything, or were you just zeroed in on picking up that?
No, it was like tunnel vision. I didn't hear anything.
Not a thing, is it?
Not a thing.
It's amazing.
Just
Good
a
run.
touchdown.
We've talked a lot tonight about these 6A teams, and you guys, you don't put a number. You could care less if it's a 6A, 5A, 4A. You just want to get out there and win. But there is something to be said about how you guys have played so well through these first 3 games and just taking care of really, let's be honest, big teams, good teams. What's that been like getting those 3 victories and now starting in a district play? How's that helped kind of prepare you, and what's that been like?
It's very good playing 6A teams because they're obviously supposed to be better than us. But we work hard, and we can play against anybody.
And you guys have had to fight through a lot of adversity with all this COVID and everything like that. What do you think, to the school? Is the school, as your classmates that maybe aren't in football, do you kind of feel like there's a spirit of at Huntsville High School where everybody's kind of getting behind the football team right now?
Yeah. Everybody comes out and watch the football team. It's more fans than we usually have.
That's pretty impressive because you're talking about even a COVID year where we've got restrictions, and still a lot of folks coming out there, and that just shows the heart of this community for you guys.
So I'm going to ask you that same question I asked Christian a while ago. So what do you think the team needs to do to improve?
Really nothing. Well, we got to improve some places, but overall we're pretty good.
Pretty confident.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing is when you guys take the field in your pregame warm-ups, you see the confidence from every player, and that is such an advantage because when you have that confidence going into a ball game, I promise you that opponent feels that confidence that they're fixing to face, and it is such a huge advantage, and I see that with you and your teammates.
Friday on the road, of course, opening up district play, man. What are you excited about the most going up against Brian Rudder?
To win. I'm excited. We need to beat them off, first snap. Come off the ball. Just beat them first snap. Really. Just
You just want to get out there.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Four quarters.
You just want to get out there and get started early. Yep.
Start early. Make it to where they feel like they have no chance.
Justin, who's some of your role models you looked up to?
I look up to my parents, coaches, teammates, really just the people around me, like how they can better me and how I can better them. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things Coach Southern has talked about with this particular group. Everybody picks up everybody, and you guys are like really even keel. You don't get too high, you don't get too low. You stay pretty even and level-headed, and obviously through the first 3 games, y'all's play is showing, and man, it has been a lot of fun to watch.
What's really crazy is these, what we do, this stuff is all archived on YouTube. And, 30 years from now, you may be just sitting who knows what a computer's going to be in 30 years, right? But you may be just sitting around. YouTube's probably still going to be around, let's be honest. And you're like, man, I'm just going to type in my name, Butch, JB. And then all of a sudden you pop up. What would you tell yourself right now, 30 years from now? What do you want to tell yourself, man, 30 years from now?
You worked very hard to get where you at. You tried, you pushed every chance you could. You did everything you could to be the best person you can be.
That's powerful, man. Huntsville Hornet, what does that mean to you? What does that mean?
Huntsville Hornet, you can say. Just a Hornet. I mean, it's life. We'll always be a Hornet. Like Christian said, you'll always be a Hornet. Once you're a Hornet, ain't no going back.
There's not. There's no going back.
No going back.
What are some of your hobbies? What do you enjoy doing outside of football?
Some of my hobbies, really nothing. I only play football. I go to the field every chance. Every chance I get to go to the field, I go to the field. Do schoolwork if I have to. If I have anything missing, that's really it.
Well, you may have alluded to this a little bit when I asked you a while ago, and I know that's a pretty deep question, kind of saying go back from 30 years, but your future plans, man, where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself after high school? What would you like to do, man?
I would like to be playing college at some school. Any school that gives me the chance, I'm willing to go. And then that's really it. Play football. If I don't make it in football, then I'm just going to be a welder.
That's awesome. Trade, hey, there's I've got a lot of friends that do welding, man. That's a good trade to be in. So
very good.
Well, hey, let's give it up one final. Actually, hold on. Don't give it up yet. Camera right there. Who do you want to give it up to, man? Who do you want to say hello to tonight, man, from Huntsville?
I'm going to shout out my family, friends, teammates. That's really it.
All right.
Family, friends, teammates.
Well, hey, this has been great, man. Let's give it up real quick. Justin Butch, thanks for being here, JB. Butch, let's give it up. We got one more interview coming up. Stay with us. We're enjoying it here tonight. We'll be right back. This is the Hornet Nation Coaches Show. We'll be back in just a few moments.
True Texas Barbecue, smoked with Texas oak wood for up to 14 hours. Barbecue by the plate or pound, plus delicious sides like brisket, beans, creamed corn, potato salad, and coleslaw. Hungry? Stop by True Texas Barbecue inside HEB. Voted best barbecue chain in Texas the past 2 years by Texas Monthly. True Texas Barbecue presents the Hornet Nation Coaches Show with Rob Hipp and head coach Rodney Southern live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Come early as seating will be limited. Sting 'em Hornets.
When's a good time for a 5-hour energy shot? At work, when deadlines are tight.
I need it on my desk by 5.
Okay, got it.
When you have to work late.
Hey, looks like another late one. Not sure when I'll be home.
When the afternoon lull strikes. 5-hour energy is made for hardworking people like you. Just crack it open, knock it back, and get ready for the alert, energized feeling you need to get stuff done. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
Welcome back here, our fifth segment. We got one more after this, but our fifth segment, True Texas Barbecue. How's everybody doing tonight? It's our defensive impact player. You talk about an impact. This is senior defensive lineman, Mr. Ed Bobino. Let's give it up for Ed. Welcome tonight. I wrote the word impact, and I'm telling you, man, it's you do not want to get in front of Ed if you're out there because you will be feeling it, not just the next morning, but probably the next 13 or 14 mornings. Is that right, Ed?
Yes, sir.
There it is, man. 14 tackles this season, 3.5 sacks, forced a fumble. Just talk. I ask a lot of the similar questions because I like to hear from you guys on just what you do, your role on the team, Ed. You know, you're a senior now. A lot of your teammates look up to you. Talk a little bit about your role and just what that means.
First, I would just like to lead by example, you know, trying to always be on time. First person in the weight room, first person to do the drills, you know, trying to rally to the football in the games, you know, just trying to lead by example.
Ed, man, when you sat down, I think that metal chair kind of cracked a little bit, man. My goodness. Huge, big defensive stand Friday night.
Thank you.
Talk about that last series and what was going through your mind when they had the ball basically on the goal line and it was first down. What was going through your mind?
I just wanted to get off the field. Like, I didn't want to let my team down, most importantly. Didn't want to let the fans down. Didn't want to let the coaches down. So I just wanted to get off the field and win.
You and that front four, that's one of the best defensive lines that's going right now in high school football. How do you guys pick each other? You're playing with your brother. I mean, that has got to be the coolest experience ever. And when you guys are playing at the level y'all are playing at, how does that make you feel getting to play alongside your brother?
I mean, it just pushes me a little bit more. Like, I just look at him, and in my head I tell him, Like, I'm going to beat you to the play, you know. Like, he's my brother, but I'm always competing with him. So,
man, that's awesome.
You know, the defense this year, with how good you guys have played through these first games, I mean, it starts to put a target on you. People are taking notice now. There has been some rankings and those things, and I've talked to some of you guys, and I know that the numbers, you know, it's cool to hear those, but you guys are so focused on, no, we just got to get to this next game. Doesn't matter if you're number 1, which feels nice, or you're number 100, but you guys are moving up in that. What's been different this year that you've seen, Ed, with the defense compared to last year, and just some of the success maybe attributed to that this season? What's helped out a lot?
I say we're definitely more focused this year, you know. We don't look past opponents. We, you know, one day at a time, one game at a time, you know. So I say that's the biggest thing that I've noticed.
Ed, as a senior this year, how do you lead your teammates?
By example. Like, I don't know another way to do it. I'm not a leader that yells and try to get on people. You know, I show them, and if I feel like they can do it better, I also try to correct and help. But, you know, that's what we have coaches for also. But I just try to put my input, because a lot of guys do look up to me. Like, when you say my name, you say, Ed, he's the one with, you know, the big name, the big offers, blah, blah, blah. But I'm a teammate, a regular guy to these people. So I don't put myself on a higher pedestal because of any single accomplishments, because I still haven't won state. So that's more what I'm worried about than an offer.
You know what? You said something that it was struck a chord, talking about the leadership. You want to be at practice earlier than anybody else. You want to be in the weight room earlier than anybody else. You want to do the things that are necessary as a leader to lead your team. And that's the definition of a leader, you know, leading by example. And that's what you just talked about, and it's showing with your play. And I'm telling you, man, I've watched a lot of football. Rob and I talked about this Friday night, and there's something very special about what you guys got going so far.
You know, you've had we haven't even started district play yet. That starts up Friday. I know we go back in circles about that, because that's really kind of when the rubber hits the road. You go through these first 3 teams, a little bit of adversity, able to work through it. You know, when you get into those situations like what we experienced last week, where there with about 5-6 minutes to go and you start seeing what's happening, you know, what's going through your mind? Are you on the sidelines? Is there things that you do or maybe your teammates do to kind of tell everybody, hey, we got this? Tell us a little bit about that, man.
Just encouraging words, you know. You see guys, like, obviously we want to win, and, you know, people are stressing because we want to win, but you just try to make everybody stay cool, stay calm. You know, we prepared all week for this. I feel like we prepare better than everybody in the state of Texas, so we just believe in our coaches, and we believe in what we've been going through from Saturday to Thursday.
You mentioned you know, a few things to improve on. I just kind of wanted to touch base on that, you know, for you personally on the team related to football. Where do you feel like some things that you can maybe work on? I mean, you're already talking about getting in early and lifting weights, but what are some things that you can work on and to improve your play?
Taking coaching, honestly. Like, just listening to my coaches, because they've all been to college where I want to go. You know, some coaches made it farther to the league where I also want to go. So just taking a coaching and listening, and, you know, trying to help the younger guys, because they're more important than I am.
What do you enjoy most about football, man? You get out there on the field. What's the number one thing that you could say, first thing that pops into your mind when I ask you, what do you enjoy most about playing a game of football?
With my brothers, man. Like, they're teammates, but they're my brothers, you know.
You're playing Brian Rudder Friday night. What are you looking forward to most?
The win, after the process, the whole week of just getting ready and preparing to play another game, because no game is guaranteed, especially during this time right now. So, you know, just being able to play, being able to come to, you know, the field house, you know, that's what, you know, I look forward to.
You know, you just mentioned things have been a little bit different this year, you know, going through the pandemic. You played last year, man. How have you been able to adjust through that? You know, some things have changed, but what are some of those changes that you've seen, and how have you been able to adjust from last year to this year due to this COVID that's going on?
Just trying to, as frequently as possible, get out the house, connect with teammates or just get some solo work in by myself and my brother. Obviously staying further than 6 feet away if, I'm at any type of field or any outside activity,
Who's stronger, you or your brother? No, you don't have to answer that. Well, you can if you want. He's over there looking back. He said, wait a minute. He's kind of leaning over saying, hold up a minute, man. Some of your role models, I won't ask you that one, man. Some of your role models, who do you look up to, man? Who's just somebody that you say, man, this is what it's about?
Look up to Brian, honestly. I always try to do more than him. So, I feel like I look up to him the most in my life.
This is something that we've asked each one of you players. What does it mean to you to be a Hornet?
It means family, friendship, everything in the world to me, honestly. I wouldn't want to play anywhere else. If I could take all these guys to the next level with me, I will. It's a lot.
These are friendships, not only your teammates, and you grew up with most everybody, I'm sure, but these are lifelong friends, and you guys are all Hornets for life. And I promise you, there's nothing more special than that.
Yes, sir.
Final couple questions. I want to ask you this one. I know I asked it just a minute to JB, but 30 years from now, you stumble upon your name on the internet, and you're like, man, I'm gonna look up Ed, man, see what he's up to. And you go back and you find this video. 30 years from now, what do you want to tell yourself right now in the future? 30 years from now, man.
I like to win a couple of championships while I'm in college. Go to the league, win a couple of championships there also. And then after it's all said and done, I want to come back here and coach, be a head coach. I just want to be here.
That's cool, man. Well, hey, we've had a good interview here with Ed Bobino. Just final camera right there. Who do you want to send a little love to tonight from Huntsville, Texas, man?
I just want to send love to everybody watching. If you're on live right now, I appreciate you for joining. If you're watching later, I appreciate you for watching us.
Awesome. Well, Ed, it's been a fun one, man. Let's give it up one more time, Ed Bobino. Appreciate you, my man. All right. We'll step aside. We got one final segment as we'll hear what's going on at the Booster Club. Stay with us, friends, as we will continue here in just a few moments. This is the Hornet Nation Coaches Show on the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
True Texas Barbecue, smoked with Texas oak wood for up to 14 hours. Barbecue by the plate or pound, plus delicious sides like brisket, beans, creamed corn, potato salad, and coleslaw. Hungry? Stop by True Texas Barbecue inside HEB. Voted best barbecue chain in Texas the past 2 years by Texas Monthly. True Texas Barbecue presents the Hornet Nation Coaches Show with Rob Hipp and head coach Rodney Southern live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Come early as seating will be limited. Sting 'em Hornets.
O'Reilly. This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I don't know. All right, well, welcome back, friends. Our final segment. We are joined here by actually our school board members, Ken Holland. Ken, welcome, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you. I want to say this real briefly, and we've got about 5 minutes or so before we sign off on the broadcast. But Ken, I wanted to say thank you because when I first came here last year to do some things with Sam Houston State, you were one of the first guys that I met and helped me get connected. So thank you. Just not for what you do with what you're doing at the school, but just everything, man. You're a connector. You make people feel at home and welcome, so thank you. And most importantly, you care about these kids in this community. That means a lot.
Well, I think, I'm a parent of 3 high schoolers, and obviously I'm on the school board, but what's happening in Huntsville right now is just very exciting. I want to say thank you to the coaches, the team, itself, how hard they're working, especially during this COVID time. I mean, everything being delayed, school starting a little bit later, the season starting a little bit later, the band, the drill team, cheerleaders, all the spirit people, they're having to do things differently. And so to stay in it, have their heads in it, and perform like they're doing, it's fun to watch. And they give us a reason to get excited. And especially during this time.
You know, Ken, several years ago, you and I met for the first time, and I'm glad we did, and I'm very impressed with the level of commitment that you've given to this community and all the things that go with that. Tell us about, because you just said you had 3 kids in the school system here in Huntsville. Tell me what it's like to be the parent of 3 Hornets.
Well, it's fun. My son, Jake, he's a senior. He's in the band. He's a drum major this year. So that's, we have great programs all across the board in Huntsville ISD. And to watch him do what he's doing on the field, I'm a Bearcat alumni, so I watched a lot of games there, and to see him do what he's doing on the field. Brian Bell had a picture of Jake when he was like 7 or 8 years old, and he commented on that. He's getting to do what he loves to do on the same field that he got to play on, and so that was cool. My girls are both playing volleyball right now, and so that's fun to be a part of that and to watch and to watch how they get to be a part of a team. And it's just really, as a parent, my wife Nicole and I, she's a Hornet. I'm not a Hornet originally, but she is. And it's just fun. Being in Huntsville is just, it's a special place. We moved back here in 2007 because of the community and being connected here. And just to have this experience is just, I don't know, I can't describe it. And all of this going on, what you guys are doing, the excitement that you bring to the broadcast and doing these types of things now, this is what our community needs. And we need to keep on moving forward and doing the things to make our community better. And it happens with our school district. And I'm proud to serve as a board member, but more importantly, I'm proud to have kids in the district.
I wanted to ask you, Ken, as we're talking here, this football team, and there's so many components with football. You mentioned the drill and dance, the GGs, and the band and all that. How special and how important is this program to this community and to you as a fan? You're a dad. Sure. Of course, you have kids here. What does this program mean to this community from your perspective?
I think a lot of time athletics itself gets a bad rap because you focus too much on it. But the fact of the matter is, when you have a Friday night football game and you have 200 plus kids in band, you have GGs, you have the cheerleaders, you have the flag corps, you have the kids that are the journalist kids that are taking pictures and videoing, and I mean, there has to be, 400 kids involved on a Friday night football game, not just in the football team. And then, you get the community to come out and be a part of that. And then it kind of just cascades out to everything else. I mean, we have opportunities to improve in our basketball program, our volleyball program, baseball. We have a new coach that hadn't had to have a season yet, but, he's about to get started. And so it just kind of trickles down and really gets the synergy moving in the right direction when you have a great football program.
The Hornets are 3-0 to start the season out against 3 6A opponents. Mm. From your perspective, how does that feel, and what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I went to a larger high school. I went to Klein Oak High School, and it was a larger school. And, the types of teams that you play at that level are pretty impressive. And the way we played those 3 teams, especially the defense, the offense is younger. They're exciting. A lot of athleticism on that side of the ball, a lot of speed that we haven't had. But the way we have won games against 3 quality 6A teams, wow, it's fun to watch, and it just really gives you a lot of optimism going into district and what kind of role can they get on and run through district.
Ken, appreciate your time. It's a blessing to have a community where everybody is all in, and that's what I feel as someone who's new to this community over the past year or so. And again, just want to say thank you for being all in. So many folks are all in with the kids, all in with the programs going on at Huntsville ISD. So again, thank you for your service and all that you do, man.
Well, Rob, Brian, thank you guys so much for what you do and what KSAM does, thank you to UIL providing video this season. I think
we'll
that's
see about
a
that
huge
tomorrow.
deal.
Or Friday.
But, y'all are broadcasting, and y'all are a big part of that as well. Y'all keep the community tied in and tuned in to listen to the games that they can't come. But hopefully we can get some fans on over to Bryan on Friday night and cheer them on.
Absolutely. Ken, thanks so much. Let's give it up. Ken Holland, supporting our community and our kids. And appreciate him and all he does. Friends, that'll do it for tonight. And just remember, we're going to get out there. Bryan, come on out and make sure you get your tickets. And I think the way it's working, you got to buy them in groups of 4, if I'm not mistaken. You've got to get them online. So make sure to get your tickets. There probably is still some available. It's going to be Friday, 7:30 kickoff. We'll be live at 7 o'clock, Bryan, with that pregame show. And we're going to continue cheering on these Hornets. As I end every broadcast, I want to remind you tonight that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, friends. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there tonight needs you. And finally, on the count of 3, as we do it at the end of every show, let's say Sting 'em Hornets on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Sting 'em Hornets! Good night, everyone.
True Texas Barbecue, smoked with Texas oak wood for up to 14 hours. Barbecue by the plate or pound, plus delicious sides like brisket, beans, creamed corn, potato salad, and coleslaw. Hungry? Stop by True Texas Barbecue inside HEB. Voted best barbecue chain in Texas the past 2 years by Texas Monthly. True Texas Barbecue presents the Hornet Nation Coaches Show with Rob Hipp and head coach Rodney Southern live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Come early as seating will be limited. Sting 'em Hornets.
Come join us at Ironworks Health Club for a group fitness class. There are over 60 classes a week to choose from. Whether you like yoga, HIIT, spin, extreme workout, boot camp, circuit, or Zumba, Ironworks has something for you. Members can also access videos through our website and Facebook page to keep you active at home. Visit our website at ironworkshealthclub.net for schedules and membership options, or come visit us at 206 Highway 75 North in Huntsville. Come and be an inspiration with Ironworks Health Club.
KSAM Huntsville, broadcasting live from the Wiesner Huntsville studios. We are your hometown radio station, playing today's best country and all your favorites. 101.7